how's it going? Today we're going to go over how to draw Godzilla versus King Kong. Kind of, pretty realistic. But it's going to be Kong kind of, punching Godzilla. But that's kind of this pose. It's all upper body. And that's kind of it. I'm going to be using a marker. This is kind of in the medium range. I'm not going to say this is for a beginner, but absolutely, if you're a beginner, stick around, try it out. There's a lot of learning to this, and it's going to be relatively short video. Anyways, stick around the whole video and check it out. If you love how to draw Halloween, what am I saying? If you learn how to draw, like how to draw Godzilla, King Kong, different TV shows, hit the, hit the subscribe and click the bell notification for more announcements. So let's jump into this. First thing I'm going to do right here is I'm going to draw a line over here on this side of the paper for Godzilla's back. So I'm going to go over here, going up, pulling out over here. It's a little bit of bend in his back. And then right here is going to be the top of his head. Going to pull down over here just a bit. Back for the top of the mouth. Down for that flap of skin as he reptile opens his mouth. Out. Down. Line over here. Gonna draw a smaller lump right here for the eye. It's like a lump above the eye. It's for the brow. Line over here. And line over here. Cool. I'm gonna draw a line downward for the front of the body. Notice that it's all flat, right? He's got no teeth yet. Downward for the front of the body. And it's going to kind of roll into his chest area. Curving into his arm right here. Down. Out here for the second part of the arm. Right here for the claw. Line here. Line here. Line here for his claw. Going to go out here, draw the thumb. Draw on the bottom part of that arm. Line over here. Curve line down. I'm just kind of following this line all the way through. And I'm going to pull like a line right here for the leg. But we're not going to go that far, right? We're thinking more about the upper half of the body, maybe around here up. So let's go into Kong in his pose, and then we'll go into the detail of him. Good. Well, okay, let's go into him first. We're going to draw one spike here, over here, and that's going to be, like a three-pronged spike. Alrighty. And so I'm going to throw in these little texture lines here, like so, just kind of giving the spikes some depth. Alrighty, I'm gonna throw more spikes here to make it look a little more 3D, right? You could do as big or as little as you want. You could throw, they are supposed to be smaller than the middle row. Right here. Let's draw the teeth. Right here, they're going to be pretty small, and as far as proportion wise goes to how big he is already. Going in here, going back like so. Drawing in the back of his jaw. Gives him a better look. Curve in here. Curve down for the stomach. And what I'm going to do is throw these curved lines on his body, because that's gonna give you a little bit of a shortcut as far as texture goes. over here in the front as well. We can get back to him, but let's get into Kong over here. And Kong is going to kind of throw himself into, let's say, like a punch of some kind. So he might be the aggressor on here. And what I'm going to do over here is that's going to be his arm kind of going at him. Curve over here for the head. Pulling down. His head's going to be down as he's trying to throw this kind of punch thing going on. And I'm going to draw kind of where the monkey face is, you know, that there's kind of this skin texture over here. Drawing an eye over here, an eye over here, and making that angry. Gonna go in here, and this is a pretty small scale stuff, right? At this point, like the features of the face. We're gonna throw kind of like an M shape for the top of his nose. And we're gonna draw the nostrils in there. They're gonna be pretty big. Gonna go down here, fill out the nose. And I'm going to pull a line down here for the kind of the mouth part of there. Go curve out for the top of his lip. Down here, and he's going to have an open mouth. So I'm going to draw, let's say, 2 sharp teeth on the side, and the rest in the middle are going to be flat. Going to go over here, and the bottom is the same thing. 2 sharp teeth on the bottom, and the rest of it is flat. Gonna draw the cheekbone, pulling down. If I'm going too fast, you can always pause and rewind if needed. Gonna draw his ear over here. His ear is relatively small. It's just like a C shape, curved line under that. All right. And I'm going to draw kind of the, not like the lower, below the lip area. Then I'm going to draw the chin. Pulling back here. What I'm going to do over here is draw the other cheekbone, because that has that kind of like non-furry area of his face that's showing. And over here in the bottom, I'm going to throw like some of his arm over here. And he's going to have his chest over here as well. He's going down. And I'm going to pull over here a line for the back. And a line over here for his shoulder. Line up. Line over here. And I'm going to draw a line across over here for his chest area. And over here for his shoulder, or his deltoid. It's going to be around this area. Pulling down over here on the side of the rib cage, and he is going to be kind of stepping in over here. I'm going to throw some zigzags into that because he's going to have like furry legs essentially. Pull in, go back here for kind of the muscle of the arm area, and pull down over here where his arm is going to go down. And you can throw zigzag over here because there's going to be fur all over him except for his hand. Draw over here like a fist. Fist on that side. He won't have fur over here as well, so we're going to draw that line. On his chest area, he won't have fur. We're going to draw a split of his pectoralis. Sorry if I'm going too quick. It's just that it's pretty, lengthy. I'm trying to keep it short. I guess this video is made to rewind and watch again, to kind of like, pause and rewind, that kind of thing. I'm just trying to keep it relatively short. Line down here, and he's going to have this kind of like ab area. And then we're going to pull a line back here, a line back here. That's his other leg. So he's like throwing that punch. Right on. If you want to add detail, which we can do, we can throw like his eyes over here as well. You could give a little bit of a darker line around his eyes because he does have a big brow like gorillas do. And his brow kind of pulls out, right? You could draw thin lines over here for his pectoralis area. Split in the pectoralis. And you could also draw more scales over here in Godzilla. The thing is, the scale is much smaller here than usual, right? Usually, oh, sorry, nostril. Let's draw the nostril to Godzilla. And I'm going to fill in a little dark over here for the far side of his mouth. So since it's smaller scale, the scales are they're gonna be like dots, really, right? They're gonna be like dots if this thing's like a huge behemoth. So you can draw them as dots or tiny little curves, like the little scales on Godzilla. And on him, you can draw little furry lines right here, like little lines coming off the edges, like so. Especially where he bends his arm or bends his leg over here. There'll be a little more curved going on than it would be in his chest area. There'll be like right here, similar as well. You're throwing these little lines because he's kind of furry, right? But again, he is like a giant furry character, so it's a little different. But when you're seeing it from this far away, they won't have like that's the thing. For scale, they will not have like really blatant scales. It's gonna be like these little dots. I would recommend that at least. You don't have to do that. You can draw giant scales on him, of course. And people do for sure. There's giant like these osteoderms on his back, and then there's stuff like the scales on those osteoderms that are much smaller. And you got to draw this stuff very light, by the way. Draw it super, super light so that it, makes sense for it. As far as shadow, let's go in here and kind of finish off with the shadow. You can draw it right here, kind of where his arm touches a little bit, because the light will be coming from above. Put it maybe underneath his arm over here, under his throat, because again, the light source is coming from above. You can throw a little bit more in the eye, but I probably wouldn't as much. For Kong, a little bit under the throat here, but not too much because he's sticking his throat out, so it won't be as bad. Over here under the arm area, into his rib cage, in the side over here. Maybe underneath the leg as well, because this far leg is going back, so you could draw it a little bit like that. And then over here, maybe in the pectoralis area. Anything that like the sun's gonna hit from above. And I forgot about this. You can actually curve line here in the mouth. You can draw a dark line in the back here. Anyways, that's it. If you want more of these, I'm gonna do a bunch of these. Let me know. If you got any value from this video and you want to help the channel out, good news, you can do it 100% for free, and it takes 2 seconds to do it. Press the share button on here on YouTube and press share and automatically share it to anywhere, Twitter, Pinterest, any social media at all. And it helps the algorithm, and it just kind of brings back this really good vibe of really cool people that are interested in just drawing and hanging out. That is pretty much it. Thank you so much. Please take 2 seconds to do that if you got value from this in any way. Thank you so much. I will see you next time, and keep it easy, okay?